Find cash buyers anywhere. Hello guys, this is Ty, aka the Flip Man. And in this video, I want to show you a simple way to target cash buyers pretty much anywhere in the city of any decent size. And what that means for you if you're trying to get started and you want to build a cash buyers list before you even actually start to target properties, then boom. Or if you actually have properties under contract already and you need to find cash buyers for them, then this is an answer for you. This is another way to find cash buyers for your deals. Not only will you be able to find cash buyers for the deals, but you'll also be able to see what they're paying for particular properties in a particular area. Also, once they renovate the property, what they are putting it back on the market for sale through a real estate agent. Okay, for you, what that does, it helps you with negotiating with actual potential motivated sellers. If you have an idea of what cash buyers are willing to pay for a particular property. Now, the condition of the property still matters, but you'll still have a general ballpark of what to do. Also, stick around. I'm going to show you how to access the same tool that I'm going to use to show you how to do this and how you can access it and get additional training for it. So now let's get on over to finding cash buyers anywhere. Okay, so let's get right into it. All right, so whenever you're choosing the zip code, going to go about it a couple of ways. If you already have a property on a contract and you're trying to find a buyer for it, that's one thing. You'll build, your list from that and surround the zip codes, which I'm going to show you why that could be important. And then if you're just trying to build a buyer's list from scratch, make those connections, then you'll do that also. Now, understand, obviously, this video is about how to use real estate agents to do that. So you'll see why here in just a moment. All right, so you go to trusted Google here and search for a particular city. Now, of course, this is South Florida, and the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, whatever. So Hollywood is one of the cities there. So depending on the city, you might be in Houston, but you're going to have municipalities, other actual cities that make up Houston, right? And so some that you may not know, you have to just do your research on what some of those surrounding municipalities that make up Greater Houston, which are somewhat called suburbs or whatever, and that will factor in on how you're targeting that. So just had to make that clear. So go to Google, search the name of the city and the zip code. So it's going to give you a list here. The next thing you want to do, you actually want to look at these on the map for a number of reasons. And the way you do that, here's a simple site that's free that I found, United States zip codes. All right, so if you do a search for that, the actual website name is unitedstateszipcodes.org. All right, and so it'll take you over to this actual site here. And if you just do a search for Hollywood, Florida, it's going to pull up the actual map here, and you can blow it up to see the entire map here and the zip codes that exist, all the ones which are surrounding that you saw on the Google search. And you can also search it by the actual zip code itself if you wanted to. So 33004, you can search it that way also. And it's still going to pull up basically the same information if you blow it up. And if you zoom out, you can see all of those surrounding zip codes around it. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that. So that could be very key when you're doing your research on surrounding and bordering zip codes, because a lot of times the price ranges of houses will remain the same or be close. But in some situations, that's not always the case, because in some situations, houses within the same zip code can go from a $100,000 neighborhood to a $700,000 neighborhood. So you have to be wary of that also. Okay, so let's get over here to old trusted PropStream, aka Dealulator, aka PropStream, which I'm partnered with, and I'm going to show you how to sign up for this unbelievable tool that we use every day once I get finished with this, and also how, if you sign up through Dealulator, we'll provide additional training on how to use it to make money. That's the only reason you're watching this, is so you can make money and more of it. Okay, so let's start with one of the zip codes here. So let's start with the 33020. And once you do the search, it's going to pull up every property there in that zip code. It's over 15,000 properties, which is not what we're looking for. So what you'll do is go over here to the filter, and then you want to select quick list choices. As you can see, you can filter all type of property situation, owner situations, from vacant liens, pre-foreclosure, auctions, bank-owned, cash buyers, high equity, free and clear, bankruptcy, divorce, tax delinquencies, failed listings, senior owners, vacant land, tired landlords, zombie properties, pre-probate. But what we want is flippers. All right, as you see over here, it pulled up 42 listings. Now we're targeting houses because it's going to pull up more than houses there if I don't go ahead and filter it under the property characteristics. You do property classification, residential, and then property types. We're going to do single family. All right, so once we do that, it reduced that number down from 42 to 12. All right, so let's dive into a couple of these. All right, so we'll start with this one. And normally you can see the picture that has been renovated, and normally it's going to give you what you want. So a couple of things you want to look at here immediately. All right, so you want to go over here to mortgage and transaction history, and you can see what they actually paid for, which gives you an idea of what they possibly may be willing to pay in a certain area, which helps you with your negotiations. Let me repeat, looking at the mortgage and transaction history will give you somewhat of an idea of what they possibly will pay for a property cash for in that area. See, they paid $202,000 for this property cash. People act like people don't have that type of money. That's why I say it's relative. Yeah, a lot of the videos I do may deal with $10,000 and $15,000 cash deals or whatever, 20, 25,000, because that part of my market is what I'm showing the videos from. But in other markets, those don't really exist. This may be in quote unquote the same neighborhood that I'm targeting. Here may be a $200,000 neighborhood or whatever, but you're going to have investors that have that type of money if the opportunities are there to make money. It's all relative. The only reason houses or real estate sales at a certain price is because that's what people can afford. They wouldn't sell at that if you didn't have enough people paying for it. So don't get tied up in how much I may make here or how much I can get a property on the contract here where I am in other places versus where you are. It's all relative. The only thing that means is you'll do the exact same thing that I do, but your checks will be a lot bigger. All right, so he paid $202, but guess what? If we go to the MLS details, which MLS stands for multiple listing service, which is actually the tool or service that realtors use to communicate with it amongst each other as far as the properties that they're trying to sell for a client or find a property for a client, right? Been around a long time. And of course, the internet changed it. So they have it listed at $389,000, even though they paid $202,000 for it. And you can go up here to the photos here, and you can see that it's been renovated. Great renovation. All right. This property, what's the square footage on it? It was 862 square feet. I don't know if they added any rooms to it. Let me see. So it's a 3-2. So I don't know if they did more square footage or not. Did it say, I don't know if it says. Now let me do this. Let me go to Zillow really quick. I'm just interested to know this. All right. So it's on Zillow. Properties that are listed with agents are on Zillow. So they still have it at 862 square feet. They just managed to put 2 bedrooms in there some kind of way. I mean, 2 bathrooms. Okay, so, all right, so now I just want to show you that. So it's been renovated. They have it listed for $389,000, but this is why you're here right here. This is why this video is important. On the MLS details, if you scroll down, you'll see agent information right here. This is what you're looking for. This guy's Max Smith. He's an agent. This is actually more than likely, this is his cell phone number. This is the email address. This is the real estate brokers he works for, Remax. And then this is the office number, all valuable information. Because what you'll do is you'll reach out to Max if you have a property under contract and let them make them aware if you have a property under contract in this particular zip code near this property or one of the bordering zip codes to this one. All right, because there's the 33020. Any of these bordering zip codes, which is in Hollywood, California, this buyer may be interested. And so what's in it for the agent? The agent gets an opportunity to make more money with this particular client by feeding them more deals. Now, a lot of times the agent is going to want you to pay them also. No big deal. You're only talking small percentages dealing with agents, whereas we talking large percentages as a wholesaler. You just work the numbers. Normally they'll be happy with 2, 3, maybe 4% of the actual final sales price. They're not going to base it on your price with you and the seller in most cases. They're going to base it on your price with you and their actual client, the cash buyer. So just keep that in mind. All right, now the next thing is that because let's use this as an example before I go any further. This deal was a $202,000 cash when it was purchased. Say if that was your actual deal, right? So if you were going to pay the agent 3%, so you'll be around about $6,000. But just say you were going to make 25 on it, but you had to get an agent 6,000. I'll take that 19 and roll with it. Especially I've just built a relationship with a cash buyer that I know can perform. All right. So now that you have, let's look at another. Let's look at a couple more. Let's look at number 3 here. And so they paid $213. We can go to the mortgage and transaction history. They paid $213,000 for cash. And by the way, I didn't show you this, but here's the actual owner's information. It's under an LLC, which is normally, that's what investors do. Here's their actual mailing address. But just go back. They paid $213,000 for it. And as you can see, they renovated it. Let me see. Okay, here we go. All right, here the renovations are. Okay, yeah, they did a good job on this. Okay, they love that white gray, that grayish white, that bright color nowadays. Okay, so go over here to MLS details. They have it listed for $399. They paid $213, but they have it listed for $399. The house is 1032 square feet. Now we scroll down here to the MLS details, and here we go. All right, here's the agent's name. Here's this probably cell phone, their email, who they work for, and their office number. Boom, there's another one. Let's do one more. Let's do this one here. Okay, this is what they paid for it, $200,000. You can verify on the mortgage and transaction history. Paid $200,000 for it back in November of 2020. And they got it back on the market for $499. Woo! They trying to hit a home run with this one. So they paid $200, and they have it back on the market for $499. Let's look at the rehab on it. Don't like they did that great of a job on it. They did rehab it, but I don't know how if it's $500,000 or $500,000 in that rehab, but who knows? So that's interesting. Look at that kitchen. They didn't. Man, wow. That's interesting. Normally you spend a little more money. They had a huge spread here. Normally you spend a little more money on the rehab here, but anyway, so all right, so say you want to, you can go through here and cherry pick. It was only 12 of them, so you can literally just write these down on a notepad if you wanted to, the ones that make sense, because sometimes you look at the numbers here, they may not seem like you'll wonder how they're going to make money on it. So you never know what people are doing to get tax advantages or whatever. But those 3 was obviously fix and flippers that are trying to make money, and those are going to definitely be your target. So what you'll do here, you can go here and select this and then hit add to list, create new list, and then you just name it and then hit save and download it. And I guess I'll go ahead and do this. Okay. All right. So now we go over here to my properties, and let's see if I can find it. Okay, so boom, I found it here. Okay, so what you want to do is, now I have it, one of my defaults is when I'm trying to skip trace to build lists to do text messaging or cold calling. And so I have it defaulted another way. But for the purpose of this, I don't want this information. I don't need the mailing address, the mailing zip, because I'm only targeting the agents. Now, if I wanted to target the actual owner and their information, I'll leave this, but I'm just gonna do this remove that, and I'll keep this. I will keep the owner one name. So now everything else you're going to have unchecked. All of these other ones, they'll be unchecked. All right, and I'll go back up to MLS. Everything else is unchecked, but under MLS, you want to check. I want the agent's name. I want the agent's email address. I want the brokerage firm. I want the name of the brokerage, and I want their phone number. Okay. All right. So now what I'll do, I'll go down to new layout, and I'll just do name it agent info, and I can apply and save that. And so now I'll go here to export it, this list, and then close. Okay, so now I have it open here, and this is the property that they have listed over here, this information from here to here. All right, because you may have to refer to it. They may not know what you're talking about. All right, so now this is the owner name and that information. But over here, we have the most important part, the actual agent's name, their phone number, their email address, the name of the brokerage, and the brokerage phone number there. Okay, so now you have your list there that you can use. Now, if you don't have Microsoft Excel, you can open this in Google Sheets. If you have a Gmail account, you automatically have Google Sheets. Okay, so, but that's basically it. Now, also, I just want to also say is that it pulled 12 in this particular zip code. So you have those surrounding zip codes that you can do the same thing. And what you could do is you could actually combine the list to see if those investors are buying in multiple zip codes in that area, or what you can do is you can use multiple zip codes here. So we have 33004 and 33021. So let me see if I can remember those. So if I go back here and do a search, you can do up to 6. 33, what did I say? 330, where is it? 33004 and 33021. All right, so that's 3 zip codes. If I just do that, then that increases that number to 22. So there's like 10 other transactions there. It goes from 12 to 22. So that's 10 other that's possible. Now, again, some of these may be duplicate actual investors, which is a good thing because that lets you know that they're active. Boom, you're still here. So let's get into how you can access this same tool, which is Dealerator, aka PropStream. A couple of ways to access it. Simply text the word buyers to 205-964-5243. That'll get you access to sign up for it. Or you can go to dealerator.com, it's here on my shirt, to my website where you can access it there also. Just select the 5-day free trial as you see on the screen now. And if you need additional training on how to use this same tool that will allow you to find cash buyers, but it does so much more. It allows you to comp properties, to come up with the ARV, see who owns the property, build lists for motivated sellers, vacant houses, foreclosures, auctions, tired landlords, liens, free and clear, high equity. It goes on and on. If you want to set up an actual onboarding, a training just with you and one of my team members, simply text the word time to the 205-964-5243. And guys, even if you're not tired of your actual 9 to 5, please share this with someone that is. Thanks, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Now you know. 205-964-5243. Now you know.